I'm Mary Mathews-Bebech, and I'm Director of Pupil Services. I started in 1986. I graduated in March, on March 28th, and on April 1st, I started at Fairhaven, where I taught until the end of the school year. And then I came to Hubbard. I interviewed 3 places on the same day and got 3 offers, one from Badger, one from Mohawk, and one from Hubbard. And my husband and I had just gotten married, and he had a house here in Hubbard. And I'd always had good connections with church and doing other community things. I didn't go to Hubbard, but we decided that this is where we wanted to settle in as a new family, just the 2 of us, and hopefully have a family one day, and it would be here in Hubbard. My first position was a 5th through 8th grade intervention specialist, and my specialty areas were English language arts, math, and social studies. I had 5th and 6th grade just for literacy and social studies, and I had 7th and 8th grade for everything else. I taught 5th through 8th grade for the first 18 years, and then just 7th and 8th grade the last 5 years, so 25 years at Reed Middle School. I never got to go to the new school because I chose to come to the high school and spend my last 5 years teaching. Had no idea it would be my last 5 years teaching, but here at the high school, which was a whole new world, and quite a blessing in ways that I hadn't anticipated, because I think it really prepared me. I loved teaching, and it really prepared me to take on the position of Director of Pupil Services, because I'd had the full gamut of grade levels. And I also had the privilege of having some students for 8 years straight. And it sounds like a nightmare maybe for some people, but I loved seeing their growth. It was always so exciting to see that from 5th grade to 8th grade, and then to help them determine what their goals were going to be and what their options were going to be, and to really remind them that they do have many options, and they might be something that didn't exist yet, right? When they graduate from high school, they could go on into a career, or the military, or I have had kids go to the Big Ten. I've had kids do so many things, so it was exciting. It's really so hard to think about when you try to summarize it. But I think about those families the first time I was ever asked to do home instruction. It's such a thankless job. It might sound horrible to say that, but it is a thankless job, because that family needs you desperately to be the connection, but you're basically teaching other people's content. And it's just very demanding. But every single family, I counted how many people I actually was with, and some for a whole year if they had some pretty significant medical issues. But I had a total of 28 students during that time that you're in their home teaching their children, and you become much more than just a teacher. At the middle school, I absolutely loved using the community because of where Reed Middle School was located, and there was a grocery store across the street at the time, and we did weekly shopping trips, and we cooked every week, and we did so many things in the community. But they also gave back to the community. Once a year, we would invite anyone who had helped us during the year. And it's like, oh my goodness, what would that be? And that's when I just had 7th and 8th grade. It was my last 8 years there. But one year we had Special Persons Day, and we had that for 8 years actually, but and we had 127 guests. And the students planned the menu, we cooked the food, the students served the food, they decorated the room, like it really was getting them prepared for, you know, not only their own graduation party, but maybe helping out in the community or at their church, or one day when they had children to do, you know, events with them and for them. But it was great to have all those people who had poured into their lives there with them at one time. And I was fortunate to mentor. I mentored many people on staff and who've then moved on. I had 19 student teachers, and I was able to do just different things. We also started inclusion in the school, so that was 38 years ago. And it became co-teaching in some of the settings, and some it's still inclusion. But it was a great way to really meet students' needs and really work on your art and craft of teaching. I will definitely miss the daily interactions with students and staff. I missed that the most with going to an administrative position, but I still was able to go into classrooms and mentor those teachers. So I'll miss that. I'll miss the day-to-day kind of things, the silly stories that they tell you, and some of the dramatic ones. But I will absolutely, I'll miss that. I already missed that. It's been a week since they were in school, and you just, I've gotten some wonderful notes from people and pictures from children, and so I'll cherish those. Well, it's still a rather abstract thing, but I definitely am looking forward to spending time first and foremost with my husband, who has been so devoted to not only being married to me, but in my roles in teaching and hosting kids and their families in our home, and just doing things through the years, going to students' athletic events, and so I'll definitely enjoy that. We got married and we were on our honeymoon when I got hired. So I had been interviewed, so he had joked that he wouldn't marry me unless I had a job, and said, well, I have a job promised. And anyway, and then our children, were fortunate to have 2 girls and their husbands, so Bethany and Elena, and then Joe and Siddharth. And of course I have 2 beautiful grandchildren, twins, Arian and Bellamy. And so it's exciting every time I see them, and they live in Worthington, so we'll be babysitting on Thursdays and Fridays every week. So we'll travel down, and we might stay some of Saturday, but we've definitely earmarked that time. So yes, I'll be around kids, and I love that. And I'm very much looking forward to continuing to do stuff in the community through Hubbard Christians in Action and Salvation Army, and the Hubbard Youth Coalition, just so many good organizations. And I've had to taper that a little bit, and I'm looking forward to gearing up and just showing people how much you appreciate them for their support and their friendship and their love. This community is a different place than other places. People are very connected, and it's a privilege.